Just days before the new government took office in Maharashtra, Marathi actor Ketaki Chitale, who was thrown into jail 39 days ago for a Facebook post allegedly attacking Sharad Pawar, finally walked out of jail. Let me say that again for you. 39 days in jail for a Facebook post that attacked Sharad Pawar. There were multiple FIRs registered against her. 39 days for something that was derogatory, quoting somebody else on social media against Sharad Pawar. On May the 14th, the Thane police arrested Ketaki for sharing a Marathi poem which allegedly referred to Pawar in a derogatory way on Facebook. She had over 20 FIRs lodged against her. Ketaki's lawyer alleged misuse of the law under instructions of a politician. The lawyer claimed that the original post was someone else's. The police had informed the court that the post was on the web since around 2020. Whatever be the case, she spent 39 days in jail before she finally walked out. Remember the atmosphere of those tweeting and those saying things and being taken into jail? Nobody has raised their voice about Ketaki Chitale, and she joins us now, just days after walking out of jail, after spending 39 days behind bars. Ketaki, welcome. It's good to see you. 39 days behind bars in prison, Ketaki. You have a smile on your face now like you did when you walked out. What was it like, 39 days in prison?
Well, I had to be strong because first and foremost, I was unlawfully picked up from my house, unlawfully just put behind bars without any arrest warrant, without any prior notice, without any kind of prior intimation. So it was unlawful to begin with. But I knew that I haven't done anything illegal. I was true, so I could face it. I was molested, I was hit, I was beaten. There was toxic ink, not even ink, there was toxic black color under the guise of ink thrown at me. Eggs were thrown while I was in police custody from one Kalamboli police station, handing me over to Thane police station, police custody. There were so many things that have happened, and it's atrocious that someone is thrown behind bars illegally, unlawfully in India. And I came out with a smile because I was relieved, of course, that I'm out, but I'm out on bail. We cannot forget that fact.
Case isn't over.
I'm out on bail. So it's not as if the fight is over or I'm free or something like that. No, I'm not. The battle is still going on.
And the thing is, the fight isn't over by far, but you know, there have been 25 FIRs, Ketaki, against you, for that social media post. What did that feel like? You're a young actor, 21 FIRs, one after the other, filed against you. You've got bail in all of them at this point of time, but what was it like when you realized that this was like an organized operation against you, with all these FIRs being lodged?
I'm sorry, I'm going to correct you there. It's 22. It's 22 FIRs and not 21. I have received bail from one of the FIRs, so 21 are pending.
Right.
There were 22 FIRs. I mean, not even a terrorist who has, I don't think even Kasab had so many FIRs filed against him. So isn't this atrocious?
Do you have, you've spent 39 days in jail. That's a long stretch by any standards, Ketaki. Do you have any regrets? I mean, you're exuding, cheerfulness, which is amazing. You have been in controversies before as well, but do you have any regrets about writing that post? It wasn't even your poem, it was somebody else's. You quoted it. Do you somehow look back now and feel like you shouldn't have done it, given everything that happened after?
First and foremost, it wasn't Mr. Sharad Pawar. It's like it was Pawar. People interpreted it as Mr. Sharad Pawar. And when I look back, if I think that I could have avoided it all, well, I have no regrets because I did not insult anybody. People interpreted it that way. And if people are going to interpret it according to as if it is Mr. Sharad Pawar, then are those people thinking and accepting that Mr. Pawar is like that? Are they trying to tell us that Mr. Pawar is what is written in the poem? I want to ask NCP people, I want to ask each and every person who has filed an FIR against me to let me know that is Mr. Sharad Pawar like that? If he's not, then why did they file an FIR against me?
You know, we don't know whether Mr. Pawar knew about it or not, whether it was brought to his attention or not. The fact is, you know, a senior leader highlighted this whole thing and then it kind of really blew up with all those cases coming out against you. Now, when you emerge from jail, Ketaki, you know, it comes at a time when there's been this horrific crime in Udaipur, you know, where, you know, a man was butchered in his tailor shop for, you know, supporting Nupur Sharma. There have been protests over her remark, you know, on a TV debate. You know, few get the support of freedom of speech. You know, does that scare you? Because your issue is also a freedom of speech issue. So is this one. It's a scary time. What do you know? How does that make you feel?
I know I will be, but then it's better that I die fighting rather than being scared. No, I'm not going to be scared of anybody. I'm not. I'd rather die fighting. Face whatever they want to throw at me. I'm ready to face whoever wants to throw anything at me. Because the people who beat me, the people who molested me are still out there scot-free. I have tried to complain, file an FIR against them. The police haven't even written an FIR against them. And I'm the one who was put behind bars for 41 days.
Yeah.
I lost projects. I don't know whether I'm going to get any projects. I don't know what my work life is going to be. 41 days of my life just went like that, up in air.
Yeah, 41.
Poof. While the people who have hit me while in police custody, people who have hit the police as well in the police compound, which is illegal, unlawful. They're out there, roaming out there scot-free. Nobody's questioning them. Nobody's putting them behind bars.
Yeah.
Is this what justice is in
And,
India?
you know, and you know, Ketaki, your critics say that, you know, Ketaki, who has said all these things, casted all these allegations after she came out of prison, is an attention seeker. She loves controversy, loves the limelight. That's why she makes these allegations. But nobody can deny the fact that you've spent 41 days in prison for a Facebook post. Nobody has an answer to that. And you're still facing that case, like you rightly pointed out. But, you know, the kind of support, you know, a fact checker, a popular fact checker is facing, you know, in different sections across the country is huge. And that's also a freedom of speech issue where he's facing action, but he's also gotten a great deal of support from sections across the country, which is entirely the opposite to what, you know, you're facing. You were isolated. There was hardly any support. Nobody had even heard your name. There were no protests or petitions or, you know, social media trends about Ketaki Chitale. How does that make you feel?
Yes, yes, since day one. But I'm glad that there were so many people who were supporting me, and I would really want to thank those people who did support me by however means they could. Big, small, it doesn't matter. Every single person out there who did support me, and I really want to thank them from the core of my heart. But the outrage, the outpour of these, you know, free speech flag bearers like Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Shashi Tharoor, Owaisi, Jairam Ramesh, Derek O'Brien, Mahua Moitra, Rana Ayub, the list just goes on. Ravish Kumar, Mamta Banerjee. Why Satish Reddy? I have like a huge list of people. They want Mohammed Zubair to be out.
Oh, no, not referring specifically to any of the people you mentioned, but in general, even here on our show, we've talked about the selective hypocrisy of those who are free speech crusaders, for whom certain kinds of free speech are causes worth taking up, while certain others, like yours, are worth completely ignoring because it doesn't suit their political, or social agenda. That's the truth, I'm afraid. But you may not know this, Ketaki, but it was right here on India Today a couple of weeks ago that we repeatedly campaigned and highlighted your story. Not campaigned, highlighted your story, because simply nobody was talking about it. We, detailed what you were in jail about. We detailed the issues of the case and how long you'd been in jail as well. You must know that that story went viral and you were not alone. Were you aware of that India Today had taken up your story?
Really thankful from the core of my heart that India Today ran a campaign for me, because without you guys running a campaign, someone supporting me, it wouldn't have reached the masses. And I really thank you for running a campaign for me. Like, genuinely.
And it wasn't really a campaign. It was just telling the story, because there's this viral selective silence over your story. We were simply talking about the story, not even commenting on the merits of the case, just putting the spotlight on the story and also showing people their hypocrisy. Final question to you, Ketaki, as we let you go. What next for you? You've spent 41 days in jail. That's a big deal for anyone. It's something you're never going to be able to forget. I hope you never have to go back to jail. But what's next for you?
We are still fighting. As I said, the battle is not over. I'm out on bail.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of things, because I still have 21 more cases running against me. It's not as if I'm free. So the battle is still going on. So it's not about next few days. It's about a couple of months. I still don't have my gadgets. I still don't have anything with me. So it's like the battle is still going on. It's not over. The only thing is that when you know that you're not wrong, when you know that the truth will prevail, you get that patience, because it's like, I know that I'm not wrong. So,
well, the law has been
till
applied.
The end.
It has been, by any stretch, 41 days is a long time for something like this. There are those who believe it was wrong to throw you in jail at all for a Facebook post. But we live in a highly polarized time where we're seeing this kind of thing happen over and over again, and people are selective about it. Ketaki Chitale, I wish you the best. Thank you for speaking to us here on India Today.